Happy New Year, Scorpio! This is your horoscope for January 2016 with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For anyone who has their ascendant, sun, or even moon in Scorpio. How does the year start for you, Scorpio? Well, there is a lot of focus on your social houses. The areas of your horoscope that rule other people, that rule colleagues, teammates, playmates, friends, people around you, communications, conversations. So this will be a very busy month for that. And especially, let's break it down. Mercury will be retrograde in your third house. And the third house is, first of all, the house of the mind, communications, learning, skills, talking. And when Mercury goes retrograde, its energy becomes 3 times stronger. So, and Mercury is the natural planet connected to the third house. So it's like all those themes, third house, Mercury, which is the same basically, become very prominent for you in January. And you might even start feeling it from December to some extent when Mercury is already there. Until the middle of February, it becomes like a peak, like a focus for most for more Scorpios. Sorry about that. And what does it mean? So there will be increased flow of communications and increased flow of information. There will be more calls coming to you, more people connecting, you having to connect and communicate with others in some sort, verbal, spoken communications and written. But because Mercury is starting to move retrograde, it means that we have to revise some of those things. For example, if you build up a big following or contacts, a network of contacts for your business or something like that, now you have to go back in January, and big part of, the whole of January, I would say, and part of February as well, you have to go back to that and go back to those contacts and utilize them practically. Make use of them instead of just keep building up new ones. Or if you've met certain contacts, teammates, playmates, some important people in your life, communicating with, you might have to go backwards, and not backwards but you have to work with people that you already know in some way. The teammates, playmates, you have to coordinate things with them better. And this is how you have more success. Rather than try and look for new such things, or actually someone that you know from before, you can help you with sorting certain matters in your life. And actually many people from the past connect with us when Mercury is retrograde in the third house. This can be friends, this can be acquaintances, colleagues, relatives or siblings, neighbors, and they'll be important in some way for you. Or for example, if your third house rules marketing, advertising, you might be very busy working mentally and doing plans how to make better advertisement campaigns. So people that are in marketing, how to market better, how to hone their skills better. You might have extra responsibilities there because a planet retrograde makes you work 3 times harder at those things, at communication, at written, verbal matters, Mercury in the third house, at certain documents and papers and contracts that you have to be working on, Scorpio. But you have to revise very well the fine print. You cannot just rush ahead. You have to be methodical and slow, otherwise the problems will come up. Otherwise, any problems that have been hidden under the carpet in regards to direct, right communication, verbal or spoken with colleagues, people you work with, anyone, they can come to the surface and backfire, but thankfully, you can fix those. For example, when I had Mercury retrograde in the third house, I realized that my account was hacked in Facebook, not Facebook, but my email account was hacked, and I had to go over, write to everyone, apologize, and I created a much more stable and secure communication foundation with, I blocked my email, I basically created bigger defenses and things like that. So something that you've not in regards to talking, speaking, writing, communication, information, documents, papers, will have to be revised, and you have to be ready to have plan B, plan C. But often by the end of this process, you're left with a much better working system of communication, of receiving information and things like that, or better relationships with those people. Again, problems can come up with siblings, relatives, neighbors, teammates, colleagues, playmates, even friends, that they have to be talked through. They have to be revised, gone over through. Communication is the key here. Or some documents you're signing, they might have to be returned and redone again and done better. But it's only, this happens not to just create troubles for you, but because there can be a better way those things can be organized. And Mercury always shows us, makes us consciously be aware of what this is. And again, when I had Mercury retrograde from my 3rd house, from the Sun, last spring, this is when I saw that my website was not very efficient, was not working very well. And 3rd house is again websites, anything like that. And I decided to create a new one. So I had a new, different point of view in regards to such kind of mental task, verbal communication, internet, media, socializing, social networking, papers, writing, and everyday relationships that you meet, whatever you're going around your daily tasks. Or you might have to be asked to work in a team with someone. And you have to put your efforts together and work harder in a group of people, or working with associates, working over on something to the detail, And by the end of the process, always I tell you, you've come up with a better plan for action, you've implemented it normally, and you're much happier with the results, even though the process of the retrograde Mercury is a bit pain in the ass, because you have to, put the extra efforts. And 3rd house also rules your skills, your natural back set of skills. And when Mercury goes retrograde there, you might be asked to dust out some old skills of yours and use them to the best of your abilities, whether these are communication or information or anything that knowledge, information that you've gained, to use it to the best of your ability. So basically it's a month of organizing, scheduling, working on the fine print and on improving some skills. Maybe old skills that you work to get better, or maybe if you are taking exams or studying something against the brain, the logical, rational brain is the 3rd house. You'll be asked to put extra effort in that, but the results, again, by the middle of February can be much better than if there was never Mercury retrograde there, because it wouldn't focus you there to work harder, to revise, to improve something. And at the same time, Jupiter is in your 11th house, Scorpio, and Jupiter is turning retrograde as well. So 2 planets starting to move backwards in January. And Jupiter is retrograde, and 11th house rules gains. And again, it rules social contacts. It rules our social circle. It rules the groups and people we want to be affiliated with. The people, our peers. So it's again very social house. So again, all those things I told you, Jupiter intensifies them. And Jupiter is joined by the North Node, so its energy even more expanded, even more powerful when the North Node joins Jupiter. So what can happen is that now some benefactors can appear. Even someone that you've known from before, because it's again this retrograde motion, it's very likely something that you've already had an inkling about or hope for or you've thought about, some kind of in the form of a benefactor. It can appear now in your life to open doors for you, so you can implant your long-term goals. You can for longer time, because the 11th house naturally rules people that benefactors that try and support us, like our friends, people that believe in us, and people also that are, and also our long-term goals and dreams and wishes. It's a very beautiful house, the 11th house in astrology. And it's the house of gainfulness as well. And Jupiter is starting to move backwards till May. So starting from January, certain ideas that you had, or certain opportunities that might have appeared before but you were not able to fully implement them, in regards to being more gainful, in regards to creating a bigger social circle, in regards to climbing the social ladder as well, you know, being in a more better community, or in regards to strengthening relationships, friendship relationships that you have already. Jupiter will help you to do that till May. So maybe you can have a much more stable, secure, and better utilized network, and network that you can benefit better from by May when this process is finished. And because it's the gains, so the earned income of a person. So if you have a company, that will be the income of your company. If you're working for someone, this might mean like a bonus, like a recognition for the works and skills that you've done. It's the house of rewards and titles and honors and gains. So Jupiter there, starting to move backwards. First, you know, because it's with Rahu, with the North Node, it can increase such opportunities. And second, it will require you to work harder, but by the end of this process, you can end up with a wonderful increased title, honor, some rewards and gains. So it is a actually influential, very positive influence, sorry. But you have to go back. You have to, because Jupiter is moving back, you have to work with things that you already have in mind and resources in order to implement those goals and receive this recognition. Let's see, Scorpio. What else is happening? Venus is in your second house. Scorpio just for 1 month till around the 25th of January, which is very quick. Passing through, whizzing. Venus passes there every year for a month approximately. And what it means that you can gain something lovely. You can receive a present, or you can buy something. The second house is material possessions and things that we find valuable and beautiful. And then Venus is there. The energy is the natural energy of Venus, the second house. So it intensifies it. So we can, you know, gain something of value, something beautiful. It's a short influence, so it's not going to be a huge thing, but something like a dress you've always wanted, pair of shoes, or maybe some kind of present as well. So it's a gentle influence, and it's also second house is the house of food we eat, and Venus can help us, you know, can make us become a source of pleasure and joy for us, some lovely food, some lovely five sense pleasures like good music, good food. And this is wherever Venus is, this is where we receive more easily things, where we smooth through them, where they become a source of pleasure for us and joy. But it's a quick running influence. So that's what I see for you, Scorpio. Actually, Mars is going into your sign, Scorpio, and will be there till August 2016 for 6 months. And I'm going to talk more in depth about this particular thing in February, because this is when it becomes very critical and starts becoming more important. But I just want to tell you that this will be a huge transformational year for many Scorpios. And because Mars is known as more difficult energy, but it's known as the energizer. So you will become more feisty, you have some fight, some battle on your hands, which very likely you're going to win because Mars is in your sign, Scorpio, so the force is with you, as they say, but you're not going to start feeling it very strongly until February or even March. But I'm just mentioning to you to get ready that you'll be a warrior this year. So thank you very much, Scorpio, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next month.